evening, my fellow Americans. Good evening. It is indeed Monday, August the 2nd, 2021. Again, this is the Robert DeVerney Show coming at you live. If it's Monday, if it's 8 p.m., it is the Robert DeVerney Show. Ladies and gentlemen, please call your friends. Let them know that the Robert DeVerney Show is live. Well, today I'm happy that you were able to join me here this evening. Again, we're going to have a wonderful evening. As usual, the Robert DeVerney Show comes every Monday, just so we know that we have a duty, that we have taken an oath to serve the people. Not only the people of Florida, but the people of the nation. And tonight, my guess, I would have an interesting show for you, and this is a new month. This is the month of August. This is a month that we have a lot that we'll be discussing. Again, we have a brief show. Those of you who were able to participate with me last Friday, we had an urgent show that I had to go over of the new filing for TPS. As you know, those of you who may have someone you've known over the years, or someone, family member, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security has reached the date at the new TPS filing for all Haitians who came here with a visa or did not have a status is set to start tomorrow. The past few months have been somewhat hectic, especially for those who, with the TPS, they didn't know whether or not they was going to renew. But then with the Biden administration, they have put in place that normally 60 days out before before we actually go into the new filing, and normally it's 60 days out. So we know that every now and then, for the past 10 years, both the Obama administration, the Trump administration, and now the Biden administration, they have renewed the TPS on a regular basis. Although there are some hiccups with the last administration, they did not want to renew it for reasons that only they know. But we're not going to delve into their philosophy or their misinterpretation of the law. But then again, we are fortunate that those Haitians who are here to some extent illegally, and those who may have come to the United States with a visa, in light of the mishap, the unfortunate death of former President Jovenel Moise, the Biden administration has extended the new filing right now for all Haitians who have come after the July 29th. So if you have come in the United States as of July 29th, you are qualified for temporary protected status. Again, that temporary protected status should lay out the foundation. It's only temporary, meaning that it's not permanent. Something that is temporary could be rejected, could be do away at any given time. But then again, until then, we are thankful, we are grateful for the United States, and these folks actually can come out the shadow. And because I know Haitians are hardworking individuals, they're tax contributors, and they've always wanted to do their part. So I applaud the Biden administration in taking this initiative in prolonging the TPS for all Haitians who are actually here in the U.S. and making it available. And also those of you who previously had TPS in the past, you are allowed to renew it as of tomorrow. Again, the 60 days has come where you must renew it if you really want to keep your status in check, because that extension that the Trump administration had put in place would have been expired as of October 4th. So you look at August 3rd to October 4th, you have a 2-month window. So during this 2-month window, the government figured, well, this is how long it would take them to get you your card and get your status in place. So they go ahead and do that this way. Just so you know, I'm going to switch in Creole for my Haitian viewers, those of you who are watching live here in the state and of course the entire nation. This will be switched right now. Once my brain just shift, I will definitely shift into Creole. But as you know, this show's already regularly is done in English, but I will definitely delve into it because this matters is primarily for the Haitians who are actually in need of the TPS. And I'll also have some other topics that I'm going to delve into. Just before I do that, let me switch to the Creole just so when I come back, I can go on with the show. Eh bien, bonsoir à tout le monde. Eh bien, encore, c'est Robert Dugarny, votre host. Eh bien, c'est un plaisir. Vendredi dernier, moi, j'ai parlé avec nous brièvement concernant le changement qu'a fait au niveau de TPS, parce que assez longtemps nous avons demandé est-ce que l'administration ça a une date, parce que assez longtemps nous dit qu'on va le TPS ça va renouveler, nous ne sommes pas capables de dire une date. Bien finalement, l'administration lui mettait ça sur place, côté que Kounia là et d'accord pour nous employer et comment dirais-je pour nous censés appliquer pour TPS qui va nous en période de temps de 60 jours jusqu'avant que cap gouvernement là, bien que c'est une extension que de ça qu'on a gagné avant, juste pour pas perdre aucun bénéfice, ensuite pour pas perdre pour pas grand gap dans notre travail. Et l'État il accorde 60 jours pour une période de temps ça pour faire. Et ensuite avec tous nos frères haïtiens qui entraient ici jusqu'à 29 juillet qui fait passer là, 29 juillet, c'était fête Macoute, bien que pas Macoute encore, c'est quoi les petits fête Macoute était 29 juillet, mais tout municipien, monsieur on a tiré, bien bon, tant ça passe, mais 29 juillet ça, c'est le tout haïtien qui est censé entrer ici, il y a une opportunité, il est capable de participer dans le TPS, il est capable d'appliquer pour lui-même. C'est en vue de situation terrible qu'il y a en Haïti avec la mort du président Moïse et l'État américain, il est très sympa et il trouvait que il est nécessaire pour être capable d'accorder une extension à nos chers frères haïtiens juste pour être capable de participer dans le mouvement ça. Et que si toutefois tu es entré ici, je veux dire avant 29 juillet ou bien 29 juillet même tu es ici, ou qualifié pour TPS là. Eh bien, nous souhaitons que vous preniez avantage de ça, parce que à la minute que vous ici, il est bon pour un statut qui est normal et qui reflète le monde coréen, parce que nous, nos frères haïtiens, nous devons faire tout bas à notre droite, parce que c'est très important, parce que quand il y a des répercussions demain, si toutefois pas ajuster le statut, tant que ce pas faire bagage là, nous ne pouvons pas qui c'est capable de faire. Moi, souhaite à tous nos frères haïtiens puis capable de prendre avantage de ça et appliquer pour TPS là. Et il y a depuis demain si Dieu veut. Et il y a plusieurs façons capable d'appliquer. On est capable d'appliquer en ligne. Ensuite, on est capable d'appliquer par la poste également. Juste remplir feuille, pas plein à la main. Ok? Si on peut aider nous, pas plein à la main parce que les gens ont bien tendance, pas capable de lire ça pour écrire parce que les gens sont un peu différents. L'État plus bon que taper de préférence dans l'ordinateur parce que toute forme qu'on y a là. L'État bon que ce un système qui est en acrobat. Ok, acrobat reader d'accord que vous tapez là dedans ensuite vous capable d'imprimer ensuite vous voyez l'aller et ça son façon en même temps tout si toutefois capable de mon aider ou bien accès avec un système ordinateur nous t'a conseillé que vous remplissez en ligne de là étant capable pour aider que chercher aide si toutefois nous avons besoin d'aide et d'acheter à tous nos frères haïtiens qui attendent là c'est pour une opportunité pour nous de maximiser et revenus nous sur nos frères haïtiens qui fait entrer ici, même pas quoi ils sont qui bon parce que nous-mêmes à Robert Dugarny, nous sommes sacerdotes que bien. Elles sont nous tient à ce que nous sommes capables d'aider les gens dans la façon que nous sommes capables et demain, nous sommes capables d'aider l'autre. C'est là ça nous connaît que le travail nous en fait. N'est-ce pas? Et c'est ça que nous disons pour nous en soi. Si toutefois que nous avons besoin d'aide, pas hésiter à envoyer un message là, moi dans Facebook. Moi-même, sur YouTube, je souhaite nous regarder un peu partout, nous sommes capables d'abonner avec The Robert Dugarny Show qui vraiment passé sur YouTube pour nous là, plus sur YouTube parce que YouTube fait mon équipe avec moi, n'est-ce pas? Et si une fois que nous appelons sur Facebook tout, nous sommes capables de voir des questions pour moi là pendant que je fais le choix là, transférer bien l'autre bail que sujet que je vais toucher à ce même titre que moi nos chers haïtiens nos frères première place là après-midi je vais tirer pour dernier parce que je finir avec ça d'abord ensuite pour être capable de passer dans la deuxième phase programme là comme nous connaissons Show Robert Duvernay, il vient chaque lundi soir. Chaque lundi soir. Et d'habitude, nous faisons en anglais. C'est parce que nous avons une audience qui est assez vaste et en même temps, nous cherchons tout le monde participer. Mais si toutefois, vous avez fait l'encore, il faut t'abonner. Ensuite, faire me connaître que qui ça nous remet, et ensuite, je suis capable de servir parce que je suis là à votre service. Eh bien, merci encore. C'était Robert Duvernay et m'a changé directement pour là dans la continuation du programme qui peut retourner encore en anglais. Merci. À plus tard. All right, ladies and gentlemen, of course, this is the Robert Duvernay Show coming back to you live. I have my daughter here in the office with me to say she's in studio with me. She made sure that I dressed up this way this evening. She pulled that out of the closet. And to my great surprise, she said, Daddy, this is all I want you to wear tonight. But thank you, Beauty. Okay, so I will definitely invite you one of the evening to the show. Okay, Beauty? Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I have in the agenda for you this evening is, of course, the infrastructure bill. As you know, the U.S. Congress, I'm referring to both the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, a group of 10 senators have recently reached a consensus on surface. Again, in the U.S. Congress, nothing is for certain until the entire Senate has voted on the bill. Well, what we have as of lately, we see a change in the bill that was presented. Lately, the U.S. Congress come to somewhat of a consensus. Well, as you know, a couple weeks ago, both President Biden and 10 senators, primarily on the Republican side, they have made a charade. It was pretty much a photo op, and because after a while the bill was practically on life support and eventually passed away. But fortunately, it has come back to life. There's hope. We believe that there's still a good chance that this infrastructure bill, which is in the neighborhood of $1 trillion, which will repair the bridges and also repair the roads, schools, and this will get everybody to work. So you think about it, everybody's gonna get a job doing this. So I think the bridges need to be fixed, the schools need repair, and it's very important that we keep that in mind. Well, there's hope. There's hope. So it has passed the first phase. It will be presented before the entire Senate, just before these guys resume their vacation. As you know, the U.S. senators, that's one thing that they don't negotiate their vacation. So it's good timing. So they have to do something right before they go on vacation. So we're going to keep them to the work, and hopefully something positive will come out of it. And we, the American people, would applaud this gentleman for passing a bill on the eve of their break. Well, Joe, just so you know, on the different news, we recently, as you know, Florida and the great state of Texas always make the headlines. Well, this time it's not about the voting, it's not about voter registration, but rather it has to do with COVID. Well, my viewers, those of you who are watching the Robert Duvernay Show, I always look forward to seeing you every Monday. I look forward to interact with you for your questions, and also knowing that you all well, that you're doing very well. As you know, we're still in the pandemic era. COVID is still rampant. It's still making its way around the nation, and particularly in the South. And then we have quite a few cases as of recently. It's popping up. We have a new variant that is very critical. And I encourage those of you who have not vaccinated, this is a time to do it, because COVID knows no color, no creed, no party affiliation. So it was sad. I was listening to this young man, actually a middle-aged guy who wasn't about taking the COVID, but the COVID test, and he would not take the vaccine. But yet, unfortunately, he acquired the virus, and he was on life support, and his family couldn't join him in the room to spend time with him. And the last word he said, he wished he had taken the vaccine. So we hate to hear stories like this. It's not a good ending. This disease is still preventable. This disease we can tackle it, but I think if we do our part. I had some reservation at the first, but I've done some research, and I've worn my mask all along, and I continue to wear my mask because, again, whenever you have a vaccine that developed at such an early stage, we don't know all the facts. So you're just not taking chances. So which means that right here in Miami-Dade County, the county south of me, they require that folks to wear a mask. I mean, especially outdoor and public sphere, you must wear a mask. So that tells me that the Miami-Dade County is taking this thing seriously. And I've been about quite a few places this morning. I was traveling in Broward County. I've seen quite a few folks with their mask on, and they're not taking this very lightly. So I encourage those of you who have not taken the vaccine to really look into it, because just earlier I wanted to share with you that the state of Florida and Texas account for 1/3 of all new cases as of last week. So that tells me that there's a sentiment in Florida and also Texas that this disease is not for real, but I'm here to tell you, it is for real. And now with the new variant, those of you who may have taken the vaccine, it's dormant, whereas you may not show any signs where you're asymptomatic, you're not coughing, you're not having fever, but yet you have it. So just be careful, be extra careful, and then if we could save one, it means a lot. If we could save a family member, a friend, you know, we've done our part. I think we are our brother's keepers. So if we all do our part, then America does well. So we are counting on you, and you are the best agent in making sure that we are vaccinated and we stay together. So this is what I have for you tonight, and this show comes on to you every Monday at 8 p.m. And again, tonight I wanted to dedicate the very first part to TPS, and I know that some of my colleagues already logged in, and then some of the viewers will definitely have questions. So yeah, I'll be more than happy to take any questions. Those of you may have questions. I'm looking at the Facebook is trending right now, and looks like there's a few questions coming in. And again, like I said, it's important that we, as Americans, we look out for one another. If we're not looking for one another, then who else will do it? So oftentimes it could be someone with reservation to the vaccine, but at the end of the day, when one is sick, we all sick. So a coworker cannot make it to work, that affects us, especially if it's someone in payroll. Checks is not cutting on time. So you think about it. So think about the ramifications that would probably have on your coworkers, you know, and if you're a supervisor of a team, the impact that you're not being here. If you don't want the expert in Excel or the balance sheet, I mean, think about it. You're not there. And then think about those of you who may not be at that position, but if you have it, you could contaminate someone else, and look what could happen. So, I mean, we think about, we all interact together when we're at work, but we all dependent on each other. And what one does, it affects us all. So it's important that we keep that in mind. Okay. All right, very good. All right, I'm seeing that Dr. Izol just logged in. She said, I'm praying for your dozen since your governor do not want to mandate masks. All right. Well, I just saw a comment here from Dr. Izol, the great state of Georgia. Her state is a backward state as well, too. They do things backward. But here in Florida, we're trying to get things together here. Yeah, well, that's the thing. These guys are really trying to understand what's really going on. keep that in mind. But at the end of the day, I'm sure they're going to make the right decision for the Floridians. And I pray that Georgia, Texas, and Oklahoma, they all do the same, because when one is affected, not just looking at the state, we don't want to make it a blue versus red states. But some will jump to the conclusion that most of the cases that's popping up are from the red states. Well, it just so happened that the folks that are down here in the state of Florida, and particularly in Texas, they're prone for the virus. Well, for just simple reason that if the odor is not coming from the head, and the flock would not follow. So it's important that as leaders, what we do matters. So if we bear that in mind, if we really want a state that is, I'd like to see Florida open up. Come on, we're in August. This is the end of summer. The kids are going back to school. They need to have some good time, and we need to have tourism popping up down here again. But again, let's do our part. And by doing so, we're not helping just the people, but we're also helping the economy. That's how we bring jobs back in Florida. Because it's time. It's well over a year and a half with this common enemy that we have in COVID. I think it's time that we really tackle it. And then I think both you and me, there's a lot at stake here. I mean, if we were to look at it, but I think both you and I have a job to do. And I think we need to do our part. It's a collective effort, and there's room for growth. There's room for understanding and the way that we can approach this terrible disease. Okay, thank you so much. Very good. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is of course the end of the show. We're coming on the last minute here. We trying to see if there's any questions before we turn the mic over to. We have a lot that we're going to go over, because the month of August is still young. Okay, very good. Well, Dr. Izzo just popped a question. Once tourism started getting impacted, DeSantis will reverse course. Well, Mr. DeSantis really, I'm sure has the best at heart for the great state of Florida. Again, Florida is a tourism state. Florida is about hospitality. That's the reason why we have such a warm heart. When folks come in Florida, we make them feel at home. And but as of late, the past year and a half, it has been quite a disaster, because we cannot cater to those people that we oftentimes cater to. But tonight, I believe there's hope. There's hope, where both Governor DeSantis and Governor Abbott from the great state of Texas will somehow come back to the senses and moving forward. Because what happened, our politics become so polarized that if we associate with the president, who are a different party than we are, it shows that we somewhat weak, or for lack of a better word, we don't have the guts. I think we need to look at America, and these are things that happen in third world country, because third world country will reap a president, will burn down the house just to make the point across. But I don't think we at that stage in America. I think we are bigger than this, and I think there's still room that we can improve on our communications, and also where we can improve as a nation. So if we keep those things in mind, and remember that the people who sent us to Capitol Hill, who sent us to Washington to represent them, I think we'll do our very best, and at the end they'll be happy of what we've accomplished. All right. Thank you so much. If there's no more questions, I'm going to turn over the show, and I will definitely catch you next week. Again, well, next week it will be my last week before I go on a break. I'm going to take a break just before next week will be my last show until I go on a break. So I'm just giving you a heads up. So make sure that you tell a friend to subscribe to the Robert DeVerney Show, because there's plenty of stuff that we can go over. But I want you to tell a friend to subscribe to the Robert DeVerney Show. Go on YouTube and tap Obel Juville and tap Robert DeVerney, and subscribe to my channel, and make sure that you click on the bell, because that way once the show comes on, you can get the notification, and then you'll be the first viewers to see the Robert Verde Show as it comes on. Well, my fellow Americans, it's been a great pleasure, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you next week at the same time at 8 p.m. Again, if you know, if it's 8 p.m., if it's Monday, it's the Robert Verde Show. So I look forward to seeing you next week for all your for all your requests. Well, thank you, Dr. Izzo. Well, we all need a break sometime, and I will definitely need a little break just so I can rejuvenate a little bit. Until next time, my fellow Americans.